All right, back for another beer review, and today is day 6 of Barrel Age Michigan Week here on the channel. And today I will be reviewing one last beer from Oddside Ales, and they are out of Grand Haven, Michigan, and this is Hazel's Nuts. So this is an Imperial Stout aged in bourbon barrels with coffee and natural hazelnut flavoring. Comes in at 11% alcohol by volume, 69 IBUs at the time of review. This bottle is just over 7 months old. So I'm going to give a huge thanks and shout out to my good friend and a viewer of the channel, Jeff, aka No Jinx. He has hooked me up with pretty much every single beer that I've reviewed this week for Barrel Age Michigan Theme Week. So thank you very much. I do appreciate it, Jeff, and you know that. And if you guys want to check out all the beers that Jeff sent my way, I'll post a link in the description box to the beer mail unboxing video I did. Although at this point, I have this beer and 2 more to review, and then I'm done with the beer mail. But for the most part, they've all been pretty damn delicious. So thank you, Jeff. So yeah, this is basically a bucket list beer for me. I believe they released this for the first time in 2015, and the first time I heard about it, I was just like, I want to try it. Haven't been able to grab one until now, thanks to Jeff. So again, Jeff, I do appreciate it. I don't have a lot of bucket list beers left, but this is definitely one of them. And yeah, I want to get into it. I believe this is a beer that they release at their Black Friday release every year, and it sounds absolutely delicious. Now, yesterday, I did the Flying Buffalo Coffee and Hazelnut Russian Imperial Stout from Griffin Claw. And this is very similar. This is basically Imperial Stout, aged in bourbon barrels, coffee, and natural hazelnut flavor. So I didn't dislike that beer at all, but I was underwhelmed and kind of disappointed by it. So I'm hoping that this one is a bit better for me. Now, one thing I will mention is you can see there's blue wax on here. Now, they don't wax their bottles. Actually, Jeff did this. He said him and his daughter did this because he puts these in his cellar. I've seen Kyle over at No Hype Beer Reviews do the same thing, you know, kind of to prevent oxidation and whatnot. But he did send me a text and said, you should probably pre-cut the wax because you might run into some problems. It's flaking all over the place. And I did pre-cut it. And when I was pre-cutting it, the blue wax was getting all over my hands and stuff, so I'm glad I did. Hopefully it doesn't get all over the place. I think we're fine. Let's see if I can just snake a spot here. Oh yeah, well, now you see how that crumbled right there? That's what he's talking about. I will pick it up after we're done here. But yeah, definitely all over the place. Hopefully I can pour this in without getting any into the glass. But wow, man, that's flaking everywhere. You were right, Jeff. Anyway, let's give a pour on here. I'll try to be careful not to pour any wax into the glass. We don't want that to happen. Anyway. So, as you can see, I'll pick this up afterwards, but we're just going to leave this. This is like the scene of the crime right here. Anyway, this pours out a really nice pitch black color, about a half finger of a straight up brown colored head, super creamy looking, plays the role of an Imperial Stout. It does. Holy Christ. Now, they say hazelnut flavoring, right? That's what they say. Hazelnut flavoring. So, when you're talking about hazelnut flavoring, I get hazelnuts in this. I didn't get that in yesterday's beer. I pretty much got a nice, like, you know, just generic nuttiness. This one straight up hazelnut. Ah, man, this smells like a beautiful, like, hazelnut chocolate. Now, when they say the hazelnut flavoring, is it authentic? I don't know. Did they say natural? Again, I have to go back. Yeah, natural. Whatever that means. Man, there's literally, you weren't kidding about the wax, Jeff. I mean, it's hard to overcome that hazelnut flavoring. It's in your face. This is all the hazelnut. There's underlying like milk chocolate, sweeter chocolate vibes. I'm really not getting any barrel in here. It's hard to get past that hazelnut. Not that I'm complaining because I love hazelnut. The smell on this is amazing, but it's pretty much one note. Yeah, maybe 2 with like I said, the sweeter milk chocolate. I can't really get much. This has been on my fridge for over an hour. It's just all hazelnut. All the hazelnut you've ever wanted, maybe all the hazelnut you don't want at all, but for me, it smells pretty good. 1 note, maybe 2. Let's get into it. Cheers, Jeff. Thanks again for hooking me up with this beer, and cheers to everybody else. Let's get into it. Yeah, that's way better than what I drank yesterday. Way better. Wow. The first thing that I notice on this, it is like lower side of full body, so it is a bit thin at 11%, but it's so soft and smooth and actually creamy. Like If you told me they use lactose in this or a shit ton of oats, totally believe you, because that's how soft and creamy this is. But the flavor, it's unmistakable. It's all hazelnut at the forefront. First thing hits you, hazelnut. As it passes through the palate, nuances of a sweet milk chocolate. There is a bit of a barrel, but ever so slight, kind of similar to yesterday's beer, where I'm getting nuances and edges of vanilla. There's slight vanilla tones. There's slight like oak tannin presence, slight barrel presence, slight bourbon. It's dialed back. It's underneath. It's underlying. As it hits the back of the palate, it dries out to a semi-dry finish. It finishes actually with a great balance between the sweetness and the dryness and the bitterness. It's not overly bitter, it's not overly dry, and it's not overly sweet. So it actually finishes exactly how I kind of want. Maybe it's touch closer to the dry side of things, because I am wanting to go back. There's a bit of dryness on the back end. Yeah. Now, drinking this blind, I don't know if I'd be able to tell you this is barrel aged, because I know it is. I'm picking up different, characteristics in the beer that go, okay, I see why that's in a barrel. But doing this blind, I would just think, hey, totally hazelnut, or if I didn't say hazelnut, definitely peanut butter, some kind of nut in here. It is big on that nuttiness. Way bigger than yesterday's beer, and way better in my opinion. This is a delicious beer. It is a bit, I was gonna say a bit too much, but it is rich and decadent. Like this is a like what hits you up front. It's not necessarily sweet, but it just has so much hazelnut that it's 1 and 2 notes with that chocolate and that hazelnut that I could see this being a little bit palate fatiguing. Jesus, there's little flakes all over the place. Listen, Jeff, it's awesome that you did this, but I cannot believe how flaky this wax is. Anyway, the beer itself is quite delicious. 11%. I wouldn't guess that this is a hair over 9%. Slight warming in the chest, totally not on the palate. This is a delicious beer. I'm super happy that I was finally able to, get a chance to try it. And it's kind of living up to the hype in my own head. So I'm just going to give this beer a straight 4.5 out of 5. Hazel's Nuts from Outside Ales. This is a great beer. If you don't like hazelnut, or you don't like nuts in general, you don't like a nutty component to the beer, you'll probably hate this one. This is all about the hazelnuts. I wish there was more bourbon in here. I wish it was a bit thicker and more viscous, but as is, it's pretty delicious. I'm gonna have no problem putting this back. It drinks kind of like I expected it to drink, maybe less complex, but what's here is tasty, so I can't really complain about it. So one last time, thank you very much, Jeff. I do appreciate it. And thanks to everybody else for stopping by for another beer review here on the Beer Patrol. We're almost at the end of Barrel Aged Michigan Week. Tomorrow I have a side-by-side to end the week. Should be a lot of fun. There's 2 beers that he sent to me that I can't wait to drink, and doing a side-by-side of them should be a lot of fun. So stop back tomorrow for the 7th and final day of Barrel Aged Michigan Week. It should be a good one. And until the next one, cheers everybody. I'm gonna go clean this up. That's what's gonna happen. Take it easy.